Hello, my name is Eddie, Field Manager at All American Painting Plus. You must have an exterior project coming up, and I'm here to make sure that goes as smoothly as possible. I'm responsible for supervising several of our painting crews, so while I won't be there on your project full time, either myself or another field manager will always be point of contact during your project. You'll also have an assigned foreman or crew leader who will be on site for the duration of your project. This short video should answer most, if not all, of your questions and should cut down on any foreseeable complications once the job commences. A few things to keep in mind for your exterior project. Arrival time for the crews are generally between 8 and 9 a.m. Prior to our arrival, if we are painting the moving parts of your windows or doors, please make sure all of your windows and doors are functional and can be easily opened and closed. If you do not have the ability to get them open and closed, they are most likely painted shut, and we can attempt to get them open and closed at an additional hourly cost. If we cannot get them unstuck, we will have to paint them in place. If your home has storm windows, they usually have a glass insert that need to be removed from the inside of the home. The crew would need access to the inside of your home to do so, or you can remove them at the appropriate time. Some homeowners elect to hand wash the inserts themselves. If this is the case for you, you may want to set aside some time to do so yourself. In the situation where houses are adjoining like townhomes, in order to paint the sides of your house, we may need to gain access to your neighbor's roof, deck, or property. This is unavoidable, so please let your neighbor know that we're coming and get their permission to gain access to these areas in advance. Make sure to keep an eye on the weather as your project date approaches. If the weather forecast is inclement, your field manager may reach out to you to reschedule. We generally will reschedule your exterior project if there's a 51% chance of rain on your scheduled date, according to weather.com. Along with weather, additional add-on work and change orders may extend the job that's scheduled before yours. Unfortunately, scheduling is not an exact science, but we will keep you informed if any delays, and sometimes we may be able to start your job ahead of your previously given start date with your permission, of course. Concerning parking, make sure that our team has a place where they can park their van. If there's not a place to park in the immediate vicinity of your property, make sure there's somewhere nearby where they can access parking. It is suggested that you be there on the first day of the job for a couple of hours to do a walkthrough and make sure we are all on the same page about the scope of the work. If you cannot be there on the first day of the job or at any point during the project, please arrange with your field manager or foreman proper access and lockup procedure. Access may be needed at some point to paint the windowsills, the edges of the windows and doors. They will need to be left cracked open for a certain amount of time for the paint to dry. Next is pets. Please make us aware of any pets that may get out so we can be as vigilant as possible in making sure they stay within the house. If your pet is brought outside at any time, please make sure that they are on a leash for our safety and theirs. Also, please keep them out of the work area. If your project includes power washing, make sure we have access to a spigot where we can connect the power washer and that it is turned on. Please be aware that power washing can do amazing things, but it is not always a cure-all for all stains or conditions on your house. Sometimes, no amount of power washing will be able to fix certain blemishes, stains, and other issues, especially on areas like gutters. If you are not happy with the outcome of these areas, an attempt to hand wash certain areas may be an option at an additional labor cost. During the power washing phase, please make sure all of your windows and doors are closed. It will be helpful if you're home during this phase, usually on day one, in case there are any leaks around your door or windows. We do not want to end up with a puddle of water going undetected that may cause damage to the interior. If no one is home, we would appreciate access to the home to check for any water leaks ourselves. Regarding power access, we will most likely need electrical access for things like power tools, so please make sure that is provided. If you do not have an exterior outlet, we will likely need access to power from within the house. Next, if we are performing carpentry on your windowsills and you have a security system installed, Please be aware that there is a risk of damage during removal of sensors. It will be best to know ahead of time what your security company's procedures are in the event of broken equipment. And you may elect to have them remove the sensors prior to the work starting and have them reinstall them after the work is complete. Keep in mind, we are not security experts and cannot be held responsible in the event that an expert is needed. Regarding exterior color matching, original paint color often fades differently on different areas of the house. If you're trying to match the original paint color, it is helpful if you have colors from the HOA or old paint. We can then use that color as long as we can obtain adequate coverage of the existing color. If you are not concerned about the current color, we can match the paint to the existing color that's present. If you're overly concerned about any exterior furniture, objects in workspace, plants, shrubs, please attempt to remove them out of the workspace. If they cannot be removed from the workspace and you have a particular way you would like for them to be protected, please let us know. Otherwise, we will protect them in the ways that we are accustomed to. Now about change orders. A change order is an unforeseen condition that changes or expands the scope of the work. For example, once we power wash the house or have a chance to examine the wood up close, there's a possibility more rotted wood will have been exposed that was not apparent during the initial inspection. We may also get on the job and find that some of the scope of the work is unnecessary, in which case we will create what is called a negative change order for you to sign off on, and that will be taken care of during the final invoice. Change orders are never desirable for our customers, nor is it the goal for our company, but it can be the nature of the beast when it comes to contracting, especially on exteriors. In a perfect world, estimators will climb all over your house and inspect every inch. Unfortunately, that just isn't practical from a time or liability standpoint. Change orders are a reality and generally involve additional realistic cost. Also, be aware no additional change orders will take place without your written permission. You can always opt out of having the additional work done. Finally, we ask that you try to be around on the last day of the job to perform a walkthrough of the work with the job foreman. And don't worry, if you later find something that was missed in the unlikely event that something was missed or failed, your job is backed by a 2-year warranty. Other than that, feel free to reach out to your field manager for any other questions you may have before, during, or after your job. We appreciate your business and we look forward to your project. Thank you for choosing All American Painting Plus.